It's Diggs. Got enough for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
It's so nice as an offense to know you can generate explosive plays by handing the football off to this guy. He has got incredible speed.
Keeps it on the bootleg, looking to throw. Makes the catch. It's Richardson. Guys, let's take just a second and talk about Ole Miss. The portal can work wonders if you have specific holes to fill. Breathe a little new life and energy into the program. David, these guys went in there, got a nice little haul that really could set them up for success this season.
They did, and they didn't go bonkers and go crazy, Jesse. I like how they just saw a couple guys that they thought fit their system, fit their culture, and now they're bringing them in so they can rise the tide of this team.
Yeah, this feels like a curated roster, right? They only had a few holes that they had to fill up, but they went out, they put their effort into finding the right guy. They feel like they've upgraded their roster with just a few portal additions.
To the air, it's Bailey. Hums it downfield. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down.
Looks to me on that deep ball like he was forcing it a little bit. You got to be careful as a quarterback. You're not trying to outduel the other guy who just threw a touchdown pass. You're just trying to win the game. So just execute the plays. The ball goes to who it's designed to go to. If that means you got to turn around and hand it off, then that's what you got to do. But I think on that last deep ball, QB forcing it a little bit.
Oh, and he missed it. No good. And they couldn't cut into the lead. It's still a 7-point game. So here comes the Oklahoma offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Wants to adjust the pattern. Quarterback on the keeper. Shakes off the defender. He has the first and still on his feet. Running wide open down the gut of the field. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all away. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
Man, you've seen the evolution of the option, and you've seen the evolution with scrambling quarterbacks that can run and be so dynamic and just so much to defend. The quarterback says, forget that. You defend everything, I'll take it myself. In for 6.
And the extra point makes it 14-0. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, let's recap that Big 12 matchup that just went final moments ago. Florida managed to avoid being gator bait by scratching and clawing their way to a narrow victory. This wasn't the blowout some had hoped for, but it sure beats the alternative. This game may or may not impact the college football playoff, fellas, but it's bound to shake things up in the Big 12 standings.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. That one off. It'll be a delay of game. They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with the results of the play. They'll go to the ground. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Here's why this one's so much fun, guys. Early in the season, sort of a proving ground type of game for a couple of squads that believe they could win it all.
And we've heard so much in this offseason, right, about both of these teams and top 10 teams preseason. Now you get a chance to prove it. Like, now you get a chance to see who are the dudes on the squad. These are always fun early in the season, Jesse.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to find out what these teams are about because we've seen both teams beat up on weaker competition. We know they're both very talented, but let's see good against good and find out what they are.
Back to throw, it's Bailey. Pocket breaking down. Wide open, he makes the catch. Touchdown, Rebels! He got a step and just dusted the field.
Man, oh man, when you got a weapon like that, you got to find him and you got to give him the ball in space. You have some plays on your play sheet, and some of them just say, that guy, get him the ball, let him do the rest. Dangerous weapon out of the backfield, catching the football, making the big play.
Lining up to add another. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they find pay dirt from way out, covering 69 yards on the touchdown pass. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Sategna. Makes a move. Got a little room. And there he goes. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. He just took it the entire length of the field, end-to-end, coast-to-coast, nationwide for the touchdown.
And how about the fans in the stands going, no, take a knee, no, yes. Over 100 yards to the kickoff return. Nice job taking that out of the end zone, making a huge play.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. Those opportunities, those returns like that can be such game changers, and everyone was right on point, and he took it to the house. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the run from inside his own 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. Wants to throw. It's Bailey. He's going to let it go. He's got it along the sideline. Running free. Inside the 10. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And with the extra point, they're down a touchdown, 21-14. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers properly to pay off that last scoring drive. Coming out with it, it's Sategna. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Breaks into the open. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44. The Sooners headed quickly to the line.
The defense has got to be more physical up front. Don't let them have those running lanes, those holes to break off a nice run, get a first down. And here's the thing, you better reload quick because they're right back on the line to call another play.
It's a really nice job making the play. You think about all the success they've had with Baker Mayfield and Jalen Hurts and Kyler Murray in recent years, but a big reason why those guys had success was they had big-time players on the perimeter getting open and making plays, too. It wasn't just all the quarterback position. They brought in some big-time recruits from high school at the receiver spot. This guy's no different. He has a chance to be the next great Sooner receiver.
The Sooners with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. They'll leave it with him. Makes a man miss. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19.
Wow. 4 plays on this drive by the offense. They already got 3 first downs. We knew they had a lot of playmakers coming into this game, and they're showing that right now. This defense is going to have to make a play at some point here and stop the bleeding. Well, right away after picking up the first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back, and I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create.
And you race it to the house. Touchdown Sooners.
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays, and it was capped off with the 8-yard run. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Dropping back, it's Bailey. Pressure coming. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
When you talk about versatility at the running back spot, you got to talk about this guy in the conversation. He already has caught a touchdown in this one. They're still trying to throw him the football. That one goes incomplete, but I would keep this up if I run offense.
And they'll make the stop, and we are headed to the end of the first period. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on 3rd down. Makes the grab. It's Lee. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the 2nd quarter. We reach the quarter break with Oklahoma on top. And more importantly, we've got an early barn burner as both teams have come out firing, as you'll see on the stats. Now to see if they can answer this early blitz here in the 2nd quarter. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
And the Rebels in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Looking to fire. Throws for the tight end. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Looking to throw on 3rd. Going for the big play. Snags it inside the 20. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14. From the red zone, looking for a space. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. The Rebels racing to the line in the hurry-up.
And they got to protect their quarterback better up front. They got to give him a little bit more time to make some damage down the field. But look at this. Here they go. No huddle, back on the line, make the defense communicate. Maybe you can catch them sleeping.
run on the play, and he slides to avoid the hit.
Well, I think you're seeing a lot of resiliency from this quarterback these last couple of plays. Got sacked on first down. It's second in California. And that last scramble, I know it didn't get the first, but it at least makes this third down a whole lot more manageable now. Let's see if he can make a play here and keep his offense on the field.
Here's the pressure. Can White cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down.
And how about the awareness by this guy on third down, a scramble play. Everything's breaking down, but he never panics and also knows exactly where he needs to get.
Fighting for the end zone, and he dropped it. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turn.
Now, what a missed opportunity for this offense. They had a chance to get points. Now they turn the football over. But if I'm this defense, I'm ready to roll. I got them in the black zone. They got to go the length of the field, see if I can go make something happen and get this ball back to my offense.
Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. Got stopped on first down. They'll try it again from the 2. Wide receiver going in motion. It's complete to the left. Touchdown, Rebels! And they take it in for 6 more points. And the offense finds a way to cut into this lead, but they still have plenty of work to do.
They do, but that's a big score. You don't want to get late and start getting in the second half when you're fighting to come back by so many points. So great job getting points, get that momentum back on your side so you can come out and do some good things when you get the ball next time.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Sategna. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. Everything's been working so far. They've had it 3 times, reached the end zone on each occasion, and now they're back to work. Got it in the middle. It's Thomas. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. The give to the back. Oh, he's got some space. He's at the 40. The 20. The 10. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous if he gets into the second level. Great vision, and then David shows you the speed.
Just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out. Purdue is in front. They've led for most of the way. However, Purdue, Pete, isn't exactly putting this one in the win column just yet. They're up by a field goal over Wake Forest. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Thanks for the update on that one. Kevin, let us know when it goes final. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here and make something happen on this side of the football.
And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Guys, let's talk a little bit about Ole Miss. They reached the national championship game last year, couldn't quite get the job done. What challenges do you see them running into this year beyond the schedule?
And that motivated them all offseason to be runner-ups, to watch somebody else celebrate and hold the trophy, and you were so close, Jesse. New additions, new faces, but this squad is hungry.
That's the key. This coaching staff really took a deep dive into their roster, and they isolated the positions that they felt they needed to get better at, and they addressed that in high school recruiting and the portal. I'm expecting big things from them this year.
And it'll be down right there.
And that is why this punter is such a big weapon. He can completely flip the field. He's got a cannon for a leg. That was a moonshot. They were able to get downfield, and now this offense, they've got a lot of work to do if they're going to score.
No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Takes the handoff. It's Owens. Turning it on. The 50. The 40. Past the 20. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown Sooners.
David, this guy's showing us everything he's got in his toolbox. Between the tackles, running outside, the elusiveness, the vision, the speed, the patience. And with that home run, now has over 200 yards rushing in this game.
And there's nothing more frustrating than a guy that just keeps coming and keeps coming. They keep feeding him, and he keeps breaking tackles. He keeps making big plays. This defense has had absolutely no answer for that stuff.
And he tacked on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. To throw, it's Bailey. They'll run the screen. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? I mean, I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
And the Rebels with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Got his man on the right. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. The offense has it now at the 48-yard line, 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. Right down the middle. Finds a tight end down the gut. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11. The Rebels will hustle to the line. Gonna look downfield again. Fires into the end zone. Intercepted. Oh, what a play.
How about the athletic ability by the big fella? You know, you got those big linebackers in there used to taking on fullbacks and offensive linemen the whole game. He understands for passing situations. I'm getting drops. I'm getting deep in my drops, playing the quarterback's eyes, breaking on the football, making that.
Looking for more room. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down.
That is exactly what you want from your offense. Create some space, get out of the shadow of your own end zone, Palmer, and make it easier on this offense.
Yeah, it's nice when you have a running back like that, too, that can create that space for you. Now, if you're the play caller, your entire playbook is wide open. Well, this guy's been eating them alive all game long. Finally, though, David, you wonder if the defense has been able to make some adjustments, find something positive to help slow this guy down.
Hey, baby steps, right? That's a tackle for a loss. I know he's got over a hundo on the game, but this defense is definitely going to have to be more aggressive, commit more guys to stopping that bad man.
Some 3rd down conversions tougher than others. This one, a long one on 3rd down from the 43. Running back searching for a hole. Fights off a defender. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. And the Sooners decide to punt it away. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. Fields the punt and tries to find an opening. They'll get him down at the 21-yard line. The coverage team able to stop him right there. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. To the air, it's Bailey. He lobs one high down the left side. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. Got room on the return. Running going inside the 20. Touchdown, Oklahoma! And they turn it into a defensive score.
And we are officially in blowout mode. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen so many explosive plays, and they score again before going in at halftime, guys. I'm hoping we can have a running clock here in the second half.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Mendez. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Looking to throw on first down. Caught in the backfield, it's Diggs. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Well, it's important in this game, this offense gets the running back involved out in the perimeter in space where he can do some damage. That time they got it to him throwing the football. He picked up a couple of yards, but it gives the defense something to think about.
He'll be forced out of bounds right at the 30-yard line as they try to grind out some room. And after that pitch and catch, he's already over 200 yards, and we're in the first half, Jesse.
Man, Reese, he's dialed in right now. He's really doing a nice job seeing the field, reading coverages, and finding his open guy.
The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock.
Nice job by the quarterback trying to buy time and scrambling to the right, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
The pass falls incomplete, and that's how we'll finish this half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. The Sooners will kick it off to start the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. Got blown out in the first half and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum here in the third quarter.
It just starts with one play, though. Just need one thing to go right for this offense to start to build that momentum, and then that becomes infectious for the defense, for special teams. Everything can change. It just takes one play.
It really can, and it's so strange, and you can't quantify it. I don't know how to describe it as a coach or as a player, but you got to make something happen, and it's got to start on this drive.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Payne. At midfield, he's got room. Nothing but green grass down the middle. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Ole Miss. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
This is a special talent playing the tight end position because he's not a guy that's just going to catch flat routes and block. He's a guy you can line up all over the field. He can stretch the field vertically, shows off his speed. He has very rare athleticism for a guy at his position, and he showed it there on that long touchdown catch.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Sategna. I know he thinks he can house every return, but